Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Societal Narcissism. This video is sponsored by contribution from Faith. But before we get to the content of the video, please go to the description box and click on the Rumble version of this video. I ask everybody to watch the video on Rumble as I'm still monetized there, and it'll help with the channel success greatly. On to Faith's story. I'm sending you a video, and particularly like the last 6 minutes, I would be interested to hear your perspective on this gentleman's theory about wars in the Middle East. He's saying they are about oil and keep the U.S. dollar as the world's currency for oil. That's been the excuse, but it's pretty obvious it's been at the behest of Israel at this point. All of this is at the behest of Israel. I would like your take on this now because I have questions. I never honestly really understood the dynamics of America, Iran, Palestine, and Israel. I have been researching the origins as best I could and found some information that I'm afraid is true. Theories say that America is an empire and starts wars so they can gain more interest in territories around the world. This information is giving me similar vibes as to when I started discovering my family's narcissistic system. That feeling and thought of, I don't want to know it, I really wish it wasn't true, but it makes all the sense in the world. I think that these wars against the Middle East were never about weapons of mass destruction or keeping America safe, but about oil and keeping American dollars top currency, gaining territories, and gaining over governments by proxies. Sort of, in a way it was, but I think that was the overall excuse to say that that Israel, because Israel has nuclear weapons that they won't actually acknowledge and we don't want to confront it, but of all the threats they have been making at us behind the scenes, we have to take on this quote unquote war on terror and then say it's to protect our dollar, the American dollar, and the oil industry. It's Israel. It's Israel. It's all Israel. It is. Israel and AIPAC, they buy off our politicians. Our politicians, vote for these wars. They vote for the funding. They buy the weapons. They sell the weapons. It's all at the behest. Israel runs our foreign policy at this point. I know it's going to piss some of you off. Israel runs our foreign policy at this point. It's just the way it is. What I'm most conflicted about is, even if all this is true, I have to think about and admit to myself how much of it I am okay with, because what is also true is the result is not only America getting rich and maintaining power and control, but it does translate to us having freedom and liberty. As a Native American, I'm struggling with the idea of us as America going into other countries and causing harm for the betterment of our people. How has it bettered us? How has any of these wars that we have gotten involved with bettered us? The only people it's bettered is Israel. That's it. That's it. Our country has crumbled for the last 50, 60 years. Crumbled. Since the attack on the USS Liberty, our nation has been crumbling and has been free fall, and our foreign policy has been run by Israel. Not to mention all our American soldiers who joined the military thinking they're doing the right thing, but at the end of the day, are they just pieces on a chessboard disposable? Yeah, that's fucked up, and it makes me sad. I am now on the other side of things. I am a part of society whose government leaders and country that is doing the attacking. I'm trying to learn here, ask questions, and I pray that I gain a better understanding and truth about these actions that are being taken in the name of America and God. It's not that I'm looking for you to answer the question for me. I'm doing my own research. I would like to know your perception on this. I know it's a long video. I'm not asking you to watch it all. Just react to the last 6 minutes would be interesting to get your take on. But of course, any parts of that video that do gain your interest would be cool too. Thanks. Thank you. Well, we're gonna do the last 6 minutes. But the video that should really be watched is on Rumble, and I was thinking about doing it. I probably will end up doing a breakdown of Nick Fuentes' breakdown of the history of the United States and Israel and all the conflicts that have been going on in the Middle East since the end of World War II. It's about a 45-minute video I got to go through. If anybody wants to sponsor for that, it'd have to be a Rumble exclusive because that dude's not allowed on YouTube. You're not really, so it'd be a Rumble exclusive, but it is a complete history, and it seems accurate of the United States, Israel, Middle East war history going on. So, that being said, let's get on to the video, which I got queued up to the last 6 minutes. Here we go.
In order to maintain good relations with Israel. So what this shows is that inside BRICS and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, there sometimes are some political divisions. They still do agree on many things. You could say maybe 80% of things, but on 20% of things, they have some severe disagreements. And this is why the core of this new multipolar world, the core of BRICS and the SCO, is the alliance between China, Russia, and Iran. And this is why the US has been so desperate to break up this alliance. This is why NATO, which is led by the US, has been waging a proxy war against Russia in Ukraine for years. And this is why Donald Trump has made it very clear.
Listen, they can say that. But China and Russia are nothing is making them happier than us getting involved in another war at the behest of Israel in the Middle East. Do you think they're really allies with Iran? No, their ideologies, the three of their ideologies are diametrically opposed to each other. They're going to let the United States get caught in another quagmire while they dominate the rest of the world and we continue to bankrupt themselves.
Clear that he's trying to divide Russia and China. He wants the US to improve relations with Russia in order to isolate China as part of the US empire's divide and conquer strategy. Listen to Trump admit it openly here.
You never want Russia and China uniting. We united them. It's a shame.
Right. You don't want it. You'd like to break it up, but we're not going to go to war over it. We're not going to bomb somebody over it.
The stupidity of what they've done. Well, I'm going to have to ununite them, and I think I can do that too. I have to ununite them.
And it's not just Iran that's the target. It's
a hell of a jump to say he's going to bomb Iran so China and Russia don't work together economically. No. This is at the behest of Israel, as has been every other Middle East conflict going on over there since I've been 18 years old.
Is the medium-term goal. The long-term goal of the U.S. empire, the target is China. The U.S. goal is to isolate China by overthrowing all of its major...
The goal is to prop up the military-industrial complex, is to sell weapons, is to buy weapons, is to blow shit up.
Allies. And this was admitted, basically, by the CEO of Palantir, which is one of the most powerful contractors of the U.S. military and the CIA. The CEO of Palantir is Alex Karp, and he's a close ally of Donald Trump, and he admitted in an interview in 2024 that the U.S. is, quote, very likely, end quote, to fight a three-front war against China, Russia, and Iran. That was stated clearly by the CEO of Palantir.
At the behest of who? See, they make this giant scenario. Okay, it's about this, it's not. It's not. It's about the same country that has been getting us into all these conflicts. It's about Israel.
Palantir, and he has a lot of insider knowledge because, again, Palantir is one of the most powerful U.S. government contractors. And by the way, the New York Times reported in May that Donald Trump is using Palantir to carry out mass surveillance of Americans, to compile data, to create big files on all Americans. So Palantir is directly complicit in mass surveillance, Big Brother style mass surveillance of all Americans on behalf of the U.S. government. Palantir is basically an outsourced arm of the CIA and the Pentagon.
Yeah, we know that. That still has nothing to do with bombing Iran. Still has nothing to do with bombing Iran. There's two things could be going on. Several things could be going on at the same time. Iran, the bombing, the Middle East, it's Israel. It all has to do with Israel. And the Russians and the Chinese are more than happy to watch us go in there and blow up Iran. They're more than happy to watch us do that and waste our time, because now they're already talking about now it is about regime change. Now we've already gotten to, we're not getting involved. We'll give it 2 weeks. It's one strike. Israel's got to finish this on now it is about regime change. The goalpost is just going to keep moving. Why would Russia and China stop us? You don't stop your enemy from when they're making a mistake. Because they care so much about Iran? Please.
In fact, Palantir originally received seed money from the CIA. It was partially a CIA creation, and one of the co-founders of Palantir is the far-right billionaire oligarch Peter Thiel, who also funded the political campaign of J.D. Vance, the U.S. vice president. J.D. Vance worked for Peter Thiel at his venture capital firm in Silicon Valley. So all of these U.S. corporations are invested in a war on Iran and China. China is their main goal because China is the only country powerful enough.
They're just trying to get in on it. Listen, these people are venture capitalists. They're trying to get in. These people are like vultures. There's money to be made for these people in war. So they don't care what it is. They're going to try to make money off of it.
To challenge the dominance of the U.S. empire, not only militarily, but more so economically and politically. And this was all spelled out clearly by the late U.S. Imperial strategist Zbigniew Brzezinski, who formerly served
Mika's. Morning Mika's father, this piece of shit.
As the U.S. National Security Advisor
Another
under
communist.
U.S. President Jimmy Carter. In 1997, Brzezinski published a very influential book titled The Grand Chessboard, American Primacy and Its Geostrategic Imperatives. This was published...
What did Brzezinski and Carter, were they known for? They brokered peace between Egypt and who? Oh, Israel. That's right. They appeased, and then Israel started getting all this foreign money, and so did Egypt. But it's really about, but Brzezinski's telling you, it's about communism. It's like, no. Yeah, I definitely going to have to do the Nick Fuentes breakdown on Rumble.
Published a few years after the overthrow of the Soviet Union, and in this book, Brzezinski discussed ways in which the U.S. empire could maintain its unipolar dominance of the entire planet. He was very concerned about the possibility of alliances of countries that could challenge the global dictatorship of the U.S. empire, which is what it is. I mean, in the 1990s, the U.S. empire controlled basically everything in the world, and the U.S. empire imposed its policies on everyone at the barrel of a gun. It was a global U.S.-dominated dictatorship. And in this book, Brzezinski warned that, quote, the most dangerous scenario would be a grand coalition of China, Russia, and perhaps Iran, an anti-hegemonic coalition united not by ideology.
So this guy brokers the deal between Israel and Egypt with the whole war and everything that's going on, and then he comes out and says, "Oh, you know who the real enemy is? China, Russia, and Iran." I'm telling you, it's all about giving cover to Israel. All of it. Oh, Brzezinski is... It's funny they went to him. Not really.
Theology, but by complementary grievances, end quote. And that essentially is what we see today, is a kind of loose coalition between China, Russia, and Iran. This is why the CEO of the CIA-backed Trump-linked company Palantir is saying very clearly that the U.S. empire is preparing for a war against Russia, China, and Iran. The U.S. has already been waging a proxy war against Russia for a few
This is what they want you to think. It has nothing to do.
years in Ukraine. Now the U.S. and Israel are waging war against Iran. The U.S. empire is using Israel as its vicious attack dog to wage war on Iran. And
It's the other way around. It's the other way around. Ugh.
China is the main target. So the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran is not just about West Asia, about the Middle East. It's not just about Palestine. This is about the strategy of U.S. empire to try to maintain global domination and to divide and conquer.
So this war is what he wants you to believe. Every other war was about China in the Middle East. No, it was about Israel getting us into it, just like they're getting us into this one. But this one's really about China and Russia, and it'll work out. Come on.
It's an age-old strategy, divide and conquer. This is a truly global conflict, and it is a perfect symbol of what we see today in the 21st century with the emerging multipolar world order. The U.S. empire is doing everything it can to try to strangle the multipolar baby in its crib, to prevent the world from becoming more multipolar, to prevent the global south.
We don't need to do that to get China or Russia. We can do that through tariffs. We don't need to blow anything up. When Trump was talking about he was talking about through tariffs, not through dropping bombs on nuclear. I mean, it's absurd. It's absurd the lengths society and the media will go to protect Israel, to protect Israel's bullshit.
From truly decolonizing, not only politically like it did in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, but also economically by challenging neocolonialism. The U.S. empire is desperate to try to save the decline of its hegemony and go back to the unipolar world that we had in the 1990s and early 2000s, when there were no other superpowers that could challenge the global dictatorship.
And we were still overpaying for everything. And in the 90s, society was still crumbling. The infrastructure was still crumbling. Yeah, it was better. It wasn't great. It wasn't better than the 80s. It wasn't better than the 70s. It was already on the downward trend. We were already sliding down. It wasn't like, everything was perfect in the 90s. It wasn't.
Of the U.S. empire, which is what it was. It was a global political and economic dictatorship controlled by the U.S. And any country that resisted the U.S., like Cuba and Venezuela and Iran, was punished with sanctions, with blockades, with regime change attempts, with color revolution attempts.
Right, because the communists were trying to get us to focus on anything other than our own country. If we just would have focused on what we were doing domestically and not wasted our time and wasted our resources and wasted our energy and wasted our military, we wouldn't be in the position we are now.
And with war. That's why we see this war today that the U.S. is using Israel to wage against
We're
Iran.
using Israel. Like, are you? No, when. Okay, I just gotta. Yeah, we're not using Israel. Unite. This is the level. This is the level of gaslighting. What we're at now. That somehow we're using Israel, not the other way around. Not even though we got video after video, it's all over the internet. Netanyahu and Israel getting us into conflict after conflict after conflict. I'm gonna have to do the history of the real history of Israel Israel, United States, Middle East breakdown of Fuentes' video because it's really good. It is. So if anybody wants to sponsor that, please do, because I am now out of sponsors. So no, it doesn't have. We're not going to war in Iran because of China and Russia. We can take care of China through tariffs, obviously. It's like these other countries. Every time we slap a tariff on them, they beg us. They beg us to come to the table, and we'll work on it. We don't need to. We're not going to bomb. We're not going to bomb a country over economics like that. No. We got sucked into something because who knows what Israel is threatening behind the scenes, because they won't even admit that they have nuclear weapons, and everybody knows they have at least, I think they got something like 9 of them, at least 9 of them. Crazy. So thank you, Faith, for your contribution and story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you want to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with either the Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, and email links in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Also, be sure to subscribe to both my channels on Rumble. Follow me on X and Telegram as well. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everyone.